Hello and welcome to our podcast. I am Marisa.
And I am Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. As a reminder, we are a rated T for Teen podcast for mentions of drinking and some cussing like sailors.
Some cussing like sailors.
We just
cussing like sailors. Just ooh.
Yep.
If you do want a family-friendly podcast, Her Interactive has their very own Nancy Drew podcast on YouTube and iTunes. Correct? I feel like I have to ask you this every time.
Yes.
Called Unlocked.
There's also some other really cool podcasts around. I know we haven't mentioned them, but I found several now. So there's one that hasn't been updating called Drink to Play Podcast, and they are hilarious. So go and tell them to start updating again. And then there's another one that I just found is Get a Clue. What was it? Get a Clue Nancy Drew podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to listen to their stuff, but they seem really chill and fun, and it's also two chicks, so two adult women just talking about Nancy Drew.
You know, like we do.
Like tonight. So, sister, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, tonight we've been talking about microphone issues, but right now we're going to talk about Secret of Shadow Ranch.
Secret of Shadow Ranch. This is one of our all-time favorites.
Mm-hmm.
It has already, shown itself on our list of favorite locations, so if you listen to that one. When did we first play this one?
That is a great question.
I vaguely remember it coming in a 2-pack.
Yeah, but to be fair, we got most of them in 2-packs at some point or another.
But I really think this one came in a 2-pack with like Danger on Deception Island, maybe. So we got it for Christmas.
So I don't know.
It was sometime.
I feel like nobody really cares about this part, so...
I know, but I care. I care.
So to place it for you.
Yes. So I have to put myself back in where I was the first time we played this game. Yeah. Which, yes, thinking about playing this game for the first time is hilarious. Anecdotes to come. So what do we like about it?
I like so much about it.
I love this game so much.
It's a super Nancy, remember how we talked about Shattered Medallion not being a super Nancy Drew-y Nancy Drew game?
Yeah.
This is super Nancy Drew-y.
This is the Nancy Drew-iest of the Nancy Drew games.
I mean, there's a ghost horse running around. We get to go to a ghost town, and then we're in a ranch, and we get a horse, and then yeah,
it's true.
Good shit going on.
There's a lot of good shit going on.
My drink just kicked in very suddenly.
Yes, it did. I love the atmosphere of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that is top. It's top notch. That's what I'm trying to say.
That is the tops.
That's the tops. But yeah, so I mean, just the atmosphere with the music added into the visuals of where you are, and just knowing anytime I play that game, I know I'm going to feel the heat.
You can smell the dust in the air because it's all been kicked up because it's all dry and hasn't rained there in a couple of months.
Yeah. So that's it. Always just
and you can just smell the horsemen.
I know, that's exactly what I was thinking. And you can hear the rattlers right outside the fence.
That hits too. I feel like as somebody who's had to listen for rattlesnakes every summer her entire life, that just sort of hits too close to home, and it makes me uncomfortable.
Same with just going out into the hot desert and maybe dying.
Like we do.
Like we do. In particular, I'm also going to say Ghost Town.
I love the Ghost Town so much. And, the music.
Yeah.
Just...
it's a good soundtrack.
It's kind of silly, but still also atmospheric.
Mm-hmm.
I can... the do-do-do-do, all that, cheesy stuff. It's great. I love it. And, of course, you cannot forget the depressing father-daughter story factor.
I love how you put that in with the what we like about it. What we like. It's depressing.
That is what I like about it. It's depressing as all get out. It produced, oh, you know what I like most about that part?
Yes.
It produced my favorite GIF in the world
Yes.
of Karen.
But she's talking about Dirk and
I know.
Francis.
Well, okay.
That's what she's specifically talking about there.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, that GIF is amazing. Of her just getting overwhelmed with emotion and having to take a drink.
Yeah, the Dirk and I have just lost her name.
Francis.
I was like, you just said it. Yeah, that's a good story. But like, I don't know, finding the sheriff's journal, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
It's good shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what don't we like about it, sister?
I can think of a few things. Number one, I'm not going to go with your number one. We're going to save that. Number one is how many fetch quests and repeated fetch quests we have.
The chores, man.
We have to do our chores every day before we can get our stuff to go out.
I am not here to be your errand girl. You will let me ride the goddamn horse. And
I get having to do the test and stuff before we go ride the horse. And, having to learn how to feed the horses before we can ride the horse. That makes sense.
That makes complete sense.
However, I should not have to pick your fucking vegetables for you every fucking day.
Also, there's no way that there are just suddenly ripe vegetables every day.
No, that's not how it works. Vegetables don't go red overnight. But that leads us to your reason, your number one thing to not like about the game, which is Shorty.
You can find more eggs than that.
You can find more eggs than that.
You bet I can.
Oh my god.
No, I can't, Shorty. I don't want to anymore.
The number of times we got fucking thrown out because we kept picking unripe vegetables, we just started doing it on purpose. We were just like, fuck it, I don't know, but it was the beans. The beans were the worst part because we were trying so hard to figure out when the beans were ripe.
The beans are the hardest ones to decipher.
Because aren't some of them like overripe on the first day?
Yeah, and
that's why it's so confusing.
And then like in the picture, between the pictures and the actual, it's the same as our issue with the stones in Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon.
So you guys can tell us all you want that there are pictures on her phone, which by the way, you would never have been able to get that kind of signal.
There's no way. I'm sorry, you're surrounded by mountains.
Yeah, no.
Like all those
never would have gotten. And how
I don't get cell phone reception in my little like nice area by the beach because of the mountains around us. There's no way back then she's getting any cell phone reception in the middle of the goddamn desert.
So having a data plan back then, fucking rich bitch.
Jeez. Lordy.
I'm sorry.
Carson's spending all his money on that stuff.
Yeah. And Nancy's just wasting it by looking at, I don't know, sunflower.
Patterns.
Yeah. I'm in the middle of a lovely vacation in Arizona, and you know what I need to learn? Bead patterns. Ancient bead not ancient. You know what I mean.
Ancient bead patterns of Arizona.
I made this drink a bit too strong.
Yeah, right, me too. No, but it's like, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna put it out there. Nobody vacations to Arizona.
Wow, plenty of people vacation to Arizona.
I'm sorry, everyone who maybe 90% of the people who have who own at the timeshare are from Arizona, and they say we don't want to go back to Arizona.
Well, I mean, during the summer.
It can be summertime or it can be winter. They're like, we don't want to go back to Arizona. It's either way too hot or they get monsoon season, and it's like it's not worth it. Nobody is supposed to live in Arizona.
You're gonna alienate some fans.
I'm gonna alienate our Zony fans.
We apologize if you like to live in Arizona. I mean,
nah, it's a nice place, but yes. I mean, as a Californian, we've grown up resenting each other.
Okay. So who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite character? Reminder,
Honestly,
we're talking about Nancy Drew games, not cultural differences between people in California and Arizona.
And let me tell you about those Diamondbacks. Favorite character is actually the reason actually that I'm so disappointed when we meet her in Last Raid of Blue Moon Canyon, because Charlena Purcell is great on the phone. She's terrible in person. She's the opposite of me. I am terrible on the phone. I'm fantastic in person.
Yeah. And then we meet her and she's just tacky.
Yeah, I don't mind tacky.
Sorry, it just reminds me when I was playing through Last Raid of Blue Moon Canyon with Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets to the part where Charlena Purcell is talking about how Laurie Gerard is tacky or something like that, or eavesdropping is tacky, something like that. And Andrew just goes, well, so is your sweater. I was just like...
Whoa, man.
I mean, he didn't say it like that because he's not...
Because that's not in any way his intonations. Also, he didn't have an English accent. So.
I didn't. But yeah. That's an aside. I actually really like most of the characters in this. I almost said book.
This book.
Game.
Well, actually, it was a book, wasn't it? Isn't this one of the few that's actually based on the book?
I don't remember right now.
So.
But
regardless, yeah, no.
I actually really like Mary Yazzie. I really enjoyed the fact that they actually gave us a native character. Like that always really stood out to me as something that I was really thankful for.
Yeah.
Also, even if she has this weird ass talking voice, which is
okay, but it's not right for natives who would live in Arizona. It doesn't make any sense.
No, but I get what they were trying to do.
They tried.
They tried.
Good for them for trying.
Yes. I actually also really like Tex.
I was just getting ready to say, I love Tex.
I love Tex.
He's a fucking hard ass, but he's just great. He's the only reason this place actually keeps functioning. And he actually gives a shit. He's like, no, you know what? It's going to be a learning experience for you. Yeah.
And like I said, it makes so much sense for him to make us learn about horses before letting us take out one of his horses. Because, some city chick could just take out the horse and then just leave it in the desert to die.
Yeah, then there goes Bob. There goes Bob. Who, I'm surprised you didn't talk about the fact that you listed as your favorite character, yes. Bob, TBH.
Bob, to be honest, is my favorite character. Honestly. The horses are always the best. Even when they don't. Even when I get, I get kicked off his saddle because I saddled him wrong.
I love that!
I
was thinking about... What was the thing you posted recently? And that was when Nancy realized she done fucked up.
Yeah.
I love that one. No, but, I was just thinking about one of the worst mess ups that you can do is when you're feeding the horses and as you're walking back, all of a sudden you hear one collapse. It's like, no, I killed a horsey.
Pretty much. And of course, when we were younger, we consistently fucked that up. So much so that there are literally 3 pages dedicated to the same exact thing in our Nancy Drew notebook of saying what each one eats.
I don't know why. It's honestly because we had a hard time telling the difference between some of them the
corn was easy to tell, but everything else we had no clue.
We had a very difficult time, and I don't know why. And every time we'd be like, why does this not make sense to us?
It's one of those, it's again, one of those things where someone's going to be like, there's the pictures of it. And I was like, I know. I fucking know those pictures. They did not work.
Visually, it didn't work for us. I've played it in more recent times, and I get it.
Yeah, and it's easy.
Okay, I understand. I know
when we were actually 12 and 14 playing the games, it was like, fuck this.
Just you made it look like we just threw your computer.
Well, I got close.
Yeah, well, that computer could have taken it. It was solid.
It was a brick. That laptop lasted from 2002 to 2009. That laptop. And it had so many Nancy Drew games on it.
So many Nancy Drew games. Actually, we had to keep taking them off of it because it would make them run slow, and then Anyway, that is not what you guys came here for. You did not come here for our computer history.
Didn't they?
Least favorite character, of course.
Shorty.
We got a Shorty. He's so awful. I wouldn't. He's a guy that you avoid talking to in general.
You know that if you start talking to him, he's going to corner you, and you're not going to be able to leave and walk away because he's going to want to know every detail about everyone else around him. And I cannot deal with those types of people.
I have run into Shorty at like the bar and stuff like that. Like, I don't like this guy. I'm going to have to ask you to stop talking to me, please. Ugh.
And it's just, it always felt so, like, awkward, because it's like he's standing between us doing things.
Yes.
And it's just...
he's acting like, I don't know.
And then throwing us out. Why the fuck would you throw us out for picking unripe veggies? Like, go to the fucking farmer's market, dude. You're not going to survive off of your tiny little garden.
It is a little bitty garden. You're not, I'm sorry, you're feeding how many people on a regular basis? No.
That ain't enough beans. Just send Cowboy, little doe eyes over here and send him down and get some.
Cowboy Dave!
Just send
you got a steady back home?
My God. And every time we'd be like, no. There's no answer.
Well.
You can
poor
pretend.
Ned. Poor Ned.
Poor Ned, indeed. Though, to be fair, he's not a phone friend in this game, so,
He's not.
They might be on a break. In the books, they took many breaks.
That's true. It's very true.
So just because in the games we assume they're on the whole time doesn't mean they're not actually just on again, off again.
Right.
Like they are in the books.
In all fairness, like in the games, we have no idea how much time has actually taken place, so we don't know.
Does she ever go home?
Yes, and then she burns down City Hall.
Very true. Very true.
So yes, she does go home.
That game is still so surreal to me that it existed.
All right, what do we need for a basis of a game? Nancy Drew commits arson. Yes. Give this person a raise.
And then fire them. I'm sorry. So what's our favorite puzzle moment / moment in the game?
This actually has a lot of my favorite puzzles in it. Because it's got a lot of those ones that I like, where it's just, I don't know, those classic little, solve what this picture means. Mark the petroglyphs.
The petroglyphs to me is like two of my favorite puzzles in one. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, not only are we having to like find like a meaning in where things are, but it's also one of those word graph ones where I'm just like, oh, I love it so much.
Love it.
So I love
that's
the petroglyphs is literally just my favorite puzzle in the entire game.
Yeah.
And that's including all the cool stuff that happens in the ghost town.
Yeah, there's all of the stuff that I love the multiple puzzle box type things that we find.
Yeah.
Not the, you know what I mean.
Yeah, we're very, very into puzzle boxes, not gonna lie.
Yes.
Every time we find one, we have to do it. We just it's compulsive at this point.
It is.
We used to design puzzle boxes partially due to this game, actually.
Yeah. Partially due to basically most Nancy Drew games.
Yeah. I mean, it got really bad around the time we played, Secret of the Old Clock, I think.
Yeah, because that's when the will got brought in. Yeah.
And we just played this one, right before that, because we played this one between Curse of Blackmore Manor and the Secret of the Old Clock. Because we were playing all the backlog of all the games, waiting for Secret of the Old Clock to come through. I remember. I remember now.
Actually, this is one of the ones that we had to go buy with our paycheck.
Yep.
All right. See, there we go.
Now we know.
When we were underage workers.
Yes. Underage workers having to walk to Target to spend our whole paycheck on a Nancy Drew game.
Hells yeah.
$21.54 every time.
Every time. It's a good thing we earned exactly that on every paycheck. How did that work out?
Actually,
I'm thinking about this now. That doesn't make sense.
Shh, don't question. Don't make plot holes. Okay, so also the cake. Yeah. Which funny. Okay, so when we first played the game, we could not figure the fucking cake out. I mean, we could make the cake. Don't get me wrong. We could make the cake, but we couldn't put the marzipan on top of it. We had no clue where any of it went. We couldn't figure out what the fuck it was supposed to look like.
Never mind the fact that the frickin' thing has an outline on it.
It has a fucking outline in the goddamn frosting. But
in all fairness, it was really hard to see on your screen.
Yeah, because it was a really shitty, tiny laptop. Yeah. To be fair. But we tried so hard. We tried so fucking hard. We ended up having to just, like, it was hours of us trying to put this thing together. And we finally just went to bed. And I woke up the next morning having had a dream. It sounds so weird, but I had a dream of what it looked like.
Honestly happened, you guys.
And we got up, and I was like, Ariana, you have to come. You have to come. We need to play the game. And she's like, yeah, because we haven't tried it all again. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I had a dream. And it was right.
It was right. But in all fairness, why does this happen? What is wrong with us?
So
Paychecks equaling exactly what we need. Our dreams giving us the clues to puzzles. What is happening? What are our lives? This doesn't make sense.
I don't know. And the really funny thing is then, like, a week later, we found out about game boomers.
Yeah.
And we were like, fucking damn it.
We could have just looked at... God damn.
Yeah, because at the time, it was still... I mean, it was...
Walkthroughs were foreign to us, first of all.
Yeah, we never really, like, thought of them. Because, like, I know in the 90s, games literally came with walkthroughs.
Mm-hmm. Because so, like, they were unruled... The first thing that comes to mind is always King's Quest.
King's Quest, yes.
They were always so stupidly complicated, and if you got one thing out of order, you couldn't finish the game.
Yeah. Like, so, case in point, stupid King's Quest. King's Quest Air Today Gone Tomorrow, where I did a Twitch playthrough of it a few years ago.
Oh, that's right, you did!
And I got all the way to the end before realizing that I hadn't picked up the gauntlet in the afterlife. And I didn't have a clean save before it. And so I said, fuck it. And I never finished it on Twitch. Not like anyone was watching it other than just my friends, but still, I was just like, fuck it.
Devastated.
Thankfully, the Nancy Drew games after Secret of the Scarlet Hand didn't have that issue. However, Secret of the Scarlet Hand did have that issue. If you called Franklin Rose about something too early...
that's right. It glitched the whole game, and we had to start over. You just made me mad about that again.
And then the other one is danger. Stay tuned for danger, where if you don't pick up the pliers in the prop room, you can never go back for them.
Yeah, that one.
And we didn't see them underneath the map, so I was just yes. And now I want that cake.
Yes, cake.
Because we made that cake.
We did make that cake. In fact, in the
video.
So funny, actually, like 3 times now. My brain has gone back to the video that I reposted sometime earlier this week, to celebrate the anniversary of us creating it. If you guys haven't seen it, it's this Nancy Drew quirks video that, like, so Risa was Nancy and I was the client who actually noticed the weird things that Nancy does, like stealing things and stuff like that. But so in that video, Risa's noisily eating a cake, and that was our Secret of Shadow Ranch cake, and we even made the little tulip on top, but we didn't make it from marzipan.
No, we didn't make it from marzipan. Gross. Actually, it's not gross. I have found it's not actually gross. Just the Mexican candy marzipan that we used to eat. That's
all the marzipan I've ever had.
Yeah, but the stuff that you roll out and use to decorate on things isn't gross. I've now found out.
If you say so.
Yes. We just used sugar paste though when we did it. Sugar sheets. We got the sheets of sugar paste from
and
Michael's.
Very meticulously cut them out.
Yes, we literally printed out a picture of all of the pieces separate from each other, and then cut them all out with a knife.
I think this should really show how much we love this particular game, because that took some dedication.
Yes, it did. And that cake also lasted for like an entire week because none of us could get through. It was very, very dense.
Because because I was looking up the recipe earlier because I said that I wanted to eat
Isn't
it.
that like 4 eggs?
I don't remember.
Has so many fucking. That's why Shorty's telling us. That's why Shorty's being like, you can find more eggs than that because you need them for that fucking cake.
This cake needs 12 eggs, damn it.
You say that,
then
but
go
some
buy
of the
a carton of eggs.
Some of the people who do things on the Great British Bake Off, they use like freaking like, oh yeah, I'm using 10 eggs for this one. I'm like, jeez. What? What? I buy 6 at a time. Sorry.
Least favorite puzzle / moment.
The magnet box.
The magnet box of doom.
Fuck that magnet box. And I'm so glad that everyone else has this issue. It's not just us. That it's just that whole, you know, the sound of magnet being dropped, sound of magnet being picked up, sound of magnet being dropped. And it says it the whole time underneath. And apparently, if you go into, I found this out through other Nancy Drew bloggers, is that if you go into the puzzle and then out of the puzzle like 3 times or something in a row, all of the blocks disappear, so you can see the whole maze. So if you're just so bad at it, at least you can do that.
I spent hours on that puzzle because Risa rage quit like almost immediately.
Yeah,
that was
much.
Not. That was
a Risa went and did some gardening outside while Ariana worked on. Yeah, that's what that one was.
Yes.
Literally, and then came back in, like poked my head in the window. Are you done yet? No? Okay.
No. Because I surprisingly have more patience.
Yes. Well, it's not easier to have more patience than Child Risa had. Child Risa had no patience.
But yeah, that's pretty much, other than the fact that we resent having to do those chores constantly.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only negative thing I can think of as far as like moments and puzzles.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like for me, the ending of the game is really overly stressful.
Yes, actually, I was just getting ready to say,
because it's like first of all, having to find all of those stupid little metal key pieces, just getting there and getting lost. And I always get lost in those things, even though they give us these are all the things you follow. Yes, I know, but I in real life have no sense of direction. So putting me in a game and doing that.
Yeah, this is another time Ariana takes the wheel.
Yes, very true. As an adult, I find it's easier. However, little Risa got claustrophobic real quick in the ending.
Yeah, and especially when you're trying to escape and when you don't realize how close that little nook is, because when you get caught by Shorty, that is legitimately one of the most terrifying things.
That's even scarier than Andy Jason. That's scarier than Andy Jason, in my opinion.
Say goodnight, Nancy.
Yeah, that's yes.
Kind of Jack Torrance there for a second. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty good, but yes, it's very stressful. And as I said, as an adult, it's not so bad. But as a child, that ending was awful because we couldn't find where the nook was, and so he caught us, and 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 we didn't know what to do.
He caught us.
So it was one of those times where I just felt like, as the target audience, it wasn't great.
But then, actually, when you do it right, that is one of the most satisfying, and that paired with the ending for Deadly Device is one of the best endings. When you see the villain like Shorty falls and like hurts himself, as opposed to Victor getting electrocuted. Good times. I'm a little sadistic.
Apparently. So what is our crackpot theory?
Okay. Shorty is actually Yes, okay, I'm going with it.
Okay.
He is the long-lost descendant of a love child that nobody else knew that Dirk Valentine and Frances Hummer had. No. How dare you? How dare you make that sound like mine is a lackluster crackpot theory? In all fairness, I am making this on the spot like you said to in the notes.
I thought you wrote that.
What?
I thought you wrote that.
No.
I don't remember writing that.
Do we have a ghost in the document?
It was probably me, I guess. I don't know. It's been a real bad day, guys.
What's your crackpot theory? You judgmental bitch.
It is actually Shorty in the gumbo truck in Crystal Skull. That he's the original Dwayne Powers. Is that he was actually trying to get back at Nancy, knowing
the original Dwayne Powers?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean.
First.
I know. What I'm saying is the whole coming back to catch her, because ransom didn't happen until after Crystal Skull.
If we get another Dwayne Powers situation and it's Shorty, that actually would make me very happy.
Honestly, that would make so much more sense. It would have made so much more sense. Because Shorty is that kind of person, whereas I didn't think Dwayne was that kind of person, really.
You know, Shorty's got the geo. Oh God, I lost the word. You know, studying rocks.
Geology.
Yeah, so he's got all that stuff in the back behind the counter.
Yes.
He's got the books, got the map.
Know. We never really actually got to that stuff when we played it when we were younger. We never really discovered that stuff all that much.
Because we were like, we're not supposed to go into his stuff.
Yeah. What if he shows up? I think it's because we got caught by Abby in Message from a Haunted Mansion so many times that we were just terrified of ever snooping through anyone else's stuff.
Yes.
We were just like, no, we can't do that. We're going to get caught.
We get caught and we get thrown out. It's awful.
It's terrible. So, yes, that is, I guess, our crackpot theory. Please tell us yours.
Please, it'll be way better.
It'll be way better. Okay, guys. So, I'm still Risa.
I may or may not be Ariana. That's my crackpot theory. Who knows? Am I Ariana?
Probably, yes. I mean, yes, you are.
Don't spoil it.
And we're asking all of you guys to stay sleuthy.
As best as you can.